Is there a toxic person in your life that you just don't know how to deal with? Keep watching this video where we'll talk about what a toxic person actually is and how we can outsmart them. Welcome to the Health How To channel, where we talk about some great life hacks and easy tips to achieve better health. Please subscribe and share how you deal with the toxic people in your life so that we can all benefit in our own personal journey to better health. What exactly do we mean when we say someone is toxic? There's something about a toxic person that you sense in your gut is not quite right, but maybe you can't quite put your finger on it or understand why you feel so bad when you're with them. Toxic people are difficult people that are masters at manipulating your emotions to get what they want. Sometimes they don't even know they're doing it because they were raised in a dysfunctional family and this is how they were treated. They cause you emotional stress and perhaps physical pain. Just being able to recognize toxic behaviors can be a step in the right direction for preserving your mental health. Here are 12 toxic behaviors to watch out for. Number 1, they manipulate you. Do you get a sense that they're lying to you, exaggerating, or leaving some information out to get you to do what they want? Maybe they act really sweetly or pretend to show great interest in you out of the blue. Number 2, they never apologize. Often toxic people see themselves as victims. There's no way they could possibly be at fault. And so they don't feel the need to apologize for hurtful things they said to you. You're too sensitive, or I was just joking, they might say, which makes you doubt your own feelings. Number 3, they blame you for their behavior or for things that happened to them. Again, the victim mentality causes them to accuse you of trying to make them feel bad. You feel defensive around them because they make it feel like everything is always your fault. Number 4, they don't celebrate you. Because toxic people are so self-absorbed, their jealousy prevents them from truly being happy for others. If you get a raise, they might make a snide comment like, "Oh, everybody else probably got a raise." If you did really well on a test, they say, "Well, it was such an easy test." If you made a major purchase like a new house, they might make a comment about how they would never want to live in such a bad neighborhood. Number 5, they lie. Yes, everybody tells small white lies once in a while, like about how they were late because traffic was bad when really they waited until the last minute to get ready. But constant lying, dishonesty, or secrecy is a whole other level. Toxic people have an inner beacon for honest people who trust easily. Number 6, they frequently give you backhanded compliments, put you down again, or make jokes about things they know you're sensitive about. Number 7, they are judgmental. They might always criticize you or others. It's a way of changing the power dynamic. They need to feel like they're better than you and make sure you know it. Number 8, it's always about them. They always need something from you, your undivided attention, support, compliments. No problem is more important than theirs. If you try to tell them about your problems, they minimize it, tell you that you'll be fine, or launch into the time when they had a similar problem. Toxic people are self-absorbed and can't support you or show interest in a meaningful way. Number 9, their behavior is confusing or always changing. They make promises that they don't keep or cancel at the last minute. They treat you like you're special one day and then the next they act like They don't know you or give you the silent treatment. It's their way of making you pursue them. Number 10, they don't respect your boundaries. An example of boundary setting is when you have been very clear about what kind of language they use with you, like avoiding racial slurs or offensive topics. Another example of a boundary is telling your in-laws that you don't want them to give your kids certain foods or let them stay up all night. It could be a time boundary, like asking your boss not to call you after a certain time. And it could be financial, like telling someone not to take your things without asking. You tell toxic people again and again what your needs are, but they ignore them. Number 11, they love to stir the pot. They love getting involved in everyone's business. If they're gossiping about others with you, then you can be sure that they're spreading your secrets around too. They get a rise out of creating drama and making sure nobody gets along. They try to isolate you from your loved ones so that you need to rely on them. Sometimes this is best observed by how they treat people they're gossiping about. And number 12, they're very negative. Perhaps all they do is complain, even when they get what they asked for. They suck all the energy from you. You spend all your time consoling them and helping them, but it's never enough. Well, here's how to deal with a toxic person. The most effective way is to avoid people who manipulate you. Obviously, this is harder when this person is a family member, coworker, or boss. You want to limit your time with these people. Avoid one-on-one time with them too, because when there are no witnesses, that's when they can really get into your head. You can try to call them out on their toxic behaviors. If they insult you, pause, then ask them if they're okay. Or ask them to explain what they meant with that backhanded compliment. Or be even more direct and ask them if they're feeling jealous. By being direct, you are letting them know that you're aware of their manipulative behavior. Let's say you know they're telling a lie. Again, look at them for 10 seconds as if you're processing what they've said. 10 seconds can feel like an eternity, and often they start to panic and fill in the silence by backtracking. If they try to change the subject, bring them right back. Be calm and stick to the facts. They will have a hard time keeping track of their lies. Point out their contradictions. If they keep gossiping or complaining, politely excuse yourself. You have to go to work now. You're very busy and have other things to attend to. Once they get the idea that you are not interested in their negative gossip or complaints, they'll move on. When someone is so self-absorbed, it's hard not to feel lonely when you're in their company. Don't try to relate by giving them personal details that they can use against you later on. Keep conversations light and short. Keep changing the subject if they start monologuing about the same poor me topic. When someone realizes that you're not going to make them feel better about themselves, they'll be less likely to call you every time they need something. If you're looking for support, like you're grieving a death or you have a serious medical condition and they're trying to minimize your feelings with toxic positivity, you can calmly and quietly tell them that your feelings and problems are just as important as theirs. It doesn't matter if they think they're older or wiser. It may seem silly that a child is upset that they lost a little plastic toy or that they're afraid of monsters. But those feelings are just as big and real as an adult's feelings when they've lost their job or are afraid of dying. Toxic people rarely apologize, and if they do, it's in a way that shifts the blame away from them. They might say something like, "I'm sorry you feel that way. I'm sorry, but you did this. I'm sorry that you're so perfect and I'm such a terrible person." These types of fake apologies aren't real. They make you question your own feelings, make you feel like you were the real problem, or that you need to make them feel better about themselves. Instead, you can respond with silence. You can tell them that they don't have to apologize for your feelings or for whatever stress they're under, but rather apologize for and acknowledge the part that they played in hurting you. And finally, you don't need to rush in to make them feel better. Remember, you don't have to hate toxic people or lose your own sense of compassion. If your mind is your house and they don't respect your belongings or trash talk about your home, don't invite them in. And what if you suspect that you're a toxic person? Self-awareness is the first step. If you recognize that you're treating others poorly, it's time to reach deep down and ask yourself why. Often toxic behavior is a product of a toxic environment. Sometimes we don't like people that remind us of ourselves. Sometimes we have subconscious desires to hurt people because we've been hurt. But that's for another video. Please subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any health how-to videos where we talk about easy ways to improve your health. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.